Welcome to Strangeville, gang, and welcome to the channel. My name is Kevin Strange, 20-year veteran of the underground, cartoonist, novelist, and independent filmmaker. That's the thing Dr. Ben likes a lot. You can stream all my movies, Cockhammer, Colonel Kill Motherfuckers, Dead Shit, Stiff Jobs, Dream Reaper, Nixon and Hogan Meet Satan, Nixon and Hogan Smoke Christmas. Stream them all on Troma now. Troma, watch.troma.com, $4.99 a month, first month free. You can watch all my movies. Type Kevin Strange into the search engine. But it is October, Dr. Ben. It is Monster Month, and that means that the wait is over. My brand new comic book piece, Count Kefula, aka Dracula in Strangeville, has been released digitally on the Patreon page for only $3 a month. Link in the description. You get access to my brand new 28-page full color one-shot horror comedy comic, Count Kefula, aka Dracula in Strangeville. And I was trying to do that. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah. And I am going, Dr. Ben, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do a small print run of this book. So for $12, you get the whole book, Count Kefula, Dracula in Strangeville, 28-page one-shot. And this right here that we're looking at is the 11 by 17 poster that you're going to get with the pre-order. So you get the book and a poster for $12. There's a link in the description to the web store to buy a limited edition physical copy of Count Kefula. That pre-order is going on through October. So we're going to be promoting this pre-order all month long. And then I'm going to send the final tally off to the printer on November 1st. So all through October, you can read this now at the Patreon link below, or you can get or you can get yourself a physical copy by pre-ordering through October. I will then get them printed in November and shipped as soon as they come in. And Dr. Ben, guess what I'm going to do? Every patron and every channel member, you can become a member of the channel for just $2.99 a month. That gets you access to all of our future videos, weeks, sometimes months before they go to the general public. All channel members and all patrons are going to be listed in the back of the physical copy of Count Kefula. And then I'll update the PDF and have it in there as well. So that's what's going on in Strangeville. Dr. Ben, what is going on in the month of October over in Dr. Ben land?
It's my Zach impression. Well, I swallowed wrong. I'm like, well, as I just got back from Erie Comic-Con Erie, sellout, a full total sellout. Everything amazing.
Line wrapped around the block.
It was I wouldn't have expected it, and I was honestly surprised. So I want to give everyone
might as well call it the Dr. Ben Comic Con.
Exactly. I mean, they started like chanting "Doctor." I was just like, guys, this is.
They all came dressed as doctors, as cosplay.
so I've got to get back. I got to print out more copies of the Let Us Get Ash Can. But this is, the cover art from it. So, it was a huge hit. It was amazing. People were excited about, my Jack the Ripper, Fake News from Hell, my mini comic about that. People have been excited about that. A lot of them remembered me from the Anime Fest where I had Relaunch up there. A lot of people begging me to return to the story of Relaunch. The story of the girl with the skull face. A lot of them want to know what happens, and so that's what I'm saying. It's really reinvigorated me getting out on the floor, signing pictures, selling comics. You know how it is. You go to a show, you have a good show, and you're like, it's like, okay, yeah, that's what we're doing. I got it.
Yeah, it makes me feel like a Norse god when I finish a really successful show where they got a lot of enthusiastic fans. Sometimes I'll do shows and people will show up and they'll say, I drove 4 hours here just to meet you, and I'm like, no, you fucking didn't. And they're like, no, seriously. And and they want everything. Like they'll bring, like, I have a guy up in Chicago who will bring he'll wait years. And then he'll bring like this metric ton of my shit, and have me sign it all in one day, in one sitting. And I'm like, my God! And I think I did over 50 individual items for him one day at a con, and that's like the record. The most items I've signed for one person at a show was fucking 50. So that makes you feel good. You come back, you come home, it makes you feel good.
Do you charge for each signature?
No, I don't charge for any signatures. Fuck that.
It's money on the table, man.
Well, we talk about it all the time. Some people are poor; they don't have just getting to a show and paying the money to get in the door is oftentimes a bridge too far for people. So when they make that commitment and they come up to my table, they've already spent so much money that I feel like a criminal if I charge them for pictures or signatures. That's something I can do for free. I can give you my time for free. I got to charge you for the work. If you're going to buy the movies or the comics or the novels, I got to charge you for that. But I'm not charging you for my time. Like, you have as much time with me as you want, because it costs us shitload to get to conventions and get in the door. It costs me shitloads to get in the door. So I know how much it costs fans to come in, and when they're cool enough to want to come over and talk to me, well, they got all the time in the world. And if some lucky fans get to go back to the after parties with me and do the smoke crack and fuck hookers and all the fun stuff that we like to do behind the scenes at conventions. What are we doing here today, Dr. Ben? What are we doing?
It's funny you mention all the dangerous aspects of conventions, because oftentimes I think that going to comic conventions will be the death of me.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, it's horrible. I'm sorry.
See what you did.
I just want to start it off with the month of October, the creepy month. We got this. It's the Death Gallery. It's exactly one of my favorite kind of comics.
I showed earlier in the month. I showed a Lobo gallery. That was all a bunch of cool Lobo art. So this is art from Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
Yeah. Look at all these people: Art Adams, Mike Aldred, Clive Barker. Put a picture in here.
Nice. Mike Aldred is the Madman guy, right?
Yeah. Brian Boland, Mark Buckingham, Paul Chadwick, Jeff Darrow.
Yeah, I know Jeff Darrow. I know a couple of these names. I know Jeff Darrow.
Mark Hempel. Remember, we were on that Mark Hempel and Mark Wheatley trip the other day. Adam Hughes, Mike Collada, Vince Locke, Dave McKean. Look at all these guys. Brandon Peter, Joe Quesada, and P. Craig Russell. What a freaking comment. Look, just every Gahan Wilson. Gahan Wilson was recently, and by recently I mean like a dozen years ago.
Might as well be yesterday.
For me it is. He was snubbed. Gahan Wilson was snubbed by the Science Fiction Writers Association, the World Fantasy Awards, when they removed the previous award statue, which was a bust of H.P. Lovecraft, Howard Phillips Lovecraft, that was designed by Gahan Wilson.
Yeah, I remember. I wrote extensively on my website about that nonsense when it happened. There was a big push at that time to kind of apologize for the white guilt of long dead H.P. Lovecraft, and I had many words for those douchebags for doing that. But this is Neil Gaiman's Sandman character, Death. Tell us a little bit about Death.
Well, let's read the words from the master himself. She arrived in my head about a week after her brother. He had arrived brooding, quiet, pale, and gaunt. And while there was indeed a definite family resemblance, she was in many ways his opposite: sensible, delightful, and nice. Sensible, delightful, and nice. Okay, those are the three words he thinks of to describe Death: sensible, delightful, and nice. Mike Dringenberg, how do you say that? Mike Dringenberg?
I have no idea.
not sure.
I'm worse with the pronunciations of names than you are, Dr. Ben.
Right,
You're
okay,
asking the wrong guy. Dringenberg.
Dringenberg, I like that. Was at the time the inker of Sandman. Sam Keith was penciling. He read my description of death in the original Sandman outline and decided that she should look less like a young Nico or Louise Brooks, as I suggested, and more like his friend Cinnamon. Mike did a drawing of her, the same drawing that appeared as a pinup in Sandman, and later as a t-shirt and a watch face. The day the drawing arrived in England, I had to meet Dave McKean at a London pancake house. He was to show me transparencies of the first few Sandman covers. Our waitress was deaf, skinny and pale and elfin and sweet, with long dark hair and black clothes and a silver ankh, and I nearly showed her Mike's drawing, but then decided not to. There's a tale in the Kabbalah. Kabbalah? Is that supposed to be?
Kabbalah, yeah.
Okay, that suggests that the angel of death is so beautiful that on finally seeing it, or him, or her, you fall in love so hard, so fast, that your soul is pulled out through your eyes. I like that story. There is an Islamic story that declares that the angel of death has huge wings covered in eyes, and that as each mortal dies, one of its eyes closes, just for a moment. I like that story too, and take pleasure in imagining huge wings and a ripple of ever-opening eyes, or ever-opening, ever-closing, beautiful eyes. And there's a touch of wish fulfillment in there too. I didn't want a death who agonized over her role, or who took a grim delight in her job, or who didn't care. I wanted a death that I'd like to meet in the end. Someone who would care. Like her. Neil Gaiman. So the reason I like this comic is because that's like all the words.
Yeah.
There is this, in Death's Garden, all the flowers are blue. That's enough. That's enough words.
Dr. Ben has he's got a phobia of words. The more words on a page, the more he recoils in fear from it. When you look at a Strangeville, hang on, let me show you. When you look at let's do a little contrast here. This is the first and only time. The first and only time that you're going to see the contrast between Kevin Strange comics and Neil Gaiman comics. But let's take a look at let's take a look at a random page from no, not random at all, because I'm about to look for specifically a page that's this is horrific to Dr. Ben. Like, why would you have so many words on your page? You know, I have that Ed Piskor and Jim Rugg on Cartoonist Kayfabe used to talk about how like like insecure cartoonists have to put word bubbles on every single panel. Like, they can't just let a panel breathe and exist as art on its own. And I must have the ultimate fear because it's just page after page after page after page of dialogue. I'm a Kevin Smith style talkie, Quentin Tarantino style talkie writer, and this is the beautiful silent gallery style comic that just allows the art to speak for itself. And another thing, Dr. Ben, he said, let's do a test and see how much of this art you recognize. I was like, Dr. Ben, I'll recognize none of it. I am a phony. I am a poser. Ed Piskor is the comics man, and he's dead. The comics industry killed him, and now you're stuck with the fucking dime store version of Ed Piskor, aka Kevin Strange. I'm trying my best. I'm a movie guy. I grew up working in a video store, and you could play me a 30-second clip of a movie, and I could probably tell you the director, the actors, the name of the movie, etc. But when it comes to comics, I can't do that yet. And that's one of the things that intrigued me about doing this show with Dr. Ben, was so I could try to learn and try to absorb all of this comics knowledge. I have such a blind spot to comics and comics art. So tell us who each of these artists are, Dr. Ben, and let's look at this beautiful art.
Exactly. This is P. Craig Russell. Now, some of them are giveaways because look, right down there, he wrote his name. So that one would be an easy. This one, Charles Vess. Yeah, I guess I can go back. I'm not sure. I think this might be Dave McKean. I think this big giant painting. I've seen like people like recreate this a bunch too. This one down here, another easy giveaway. You always want to sign your name or write your name legibly on a thing so people can know that's Kevin Nowlan, right? This one, I'm going to say this is Michael Zulli. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, Michael Zulli is listed as the last one there.
So and they're not in order. They're not on the back. They're not in order. Oh, they're probably alphabetical on the back. Is that?
Yep, I was right. Look at that.
There you go. Now they're listed. They're listed in.
Oh, Chris Bachalo is that big thing. Okay. Yeah, Kevin Nowlan, Michael Zulli. Okay, this is Chris Bachalo. He's such a interesting artist, that Chris Bachalo. I mean, he's done like X-Men, he's done Shade, the Changing Man, all kinds of Sandman stuff. He did the Death series, and then like I said, like all kinds of like X-Men stuff, and like all kinds of weird, just tons of comics. Straight
interiors or just covers?
Interiors, yeah.
Painterly like this?
No, he's definitely more like kind of cartoony looking. He kind of reminds me of kind of like John Romita Jr., but maybe like the indie version of John Romita Jr.
Okay.
As I said, P. Craig Russell, Charles Vess, and then this is another one. You can obviously, you gotta be able to tell. I mean, obviously this one has his name right there, but that's Jeff Smith. Bone fame. Look at that. That's
awesome. Yeah,
perfect. That's good. You know what I mean?
Super
Brian
cool.
Boland over here. I like that a lot of these are like strange scenes. You know what I mean? Like you'll go through like, what is going on? This guy's in a cage
with his head crammed at the top, like to be pecked on by birds or something. Horrible.
She's just like sitting there,
waiting, patiently waiting for him to get his eyes. Is he? Oh God, is that guy hung by his neck? Like his feet aren't even on the ground.
Yeah, you have to stand on your toes. It's like a torture.
Oh,
yeah. This one, AH is Heather Antos. That's who that is.
We can move right on.
No, it's Adam Hughes, but that's how Heather signs her name, is like that backwards with the little another angel of death herself, Heather Antos.
Yeah, no shit.
I'd say this is the perfect thing to kick off the month of October, the comic, the Death Gallery. This is Mark Buckingham. I couldn't really tell you a lot about him. I know he worked with that Chris Bachalo a lot. Did a lot of again, like Shade the Changing Man. Probably find him in other Vertigo titles.
I like that.
You gotta be able to know who that is.
Is that Mike Aldridge?
Yep.
Hey, I got one. You see, you said that every page. Oh, you got to know this. No, Dr. Ben, I fucking don't. I don't know who the fuck these guys are.
This one, it has a hint with the signature. Can you tell what the signature means?
No, fuck no.
A D and an arrow.
Oh, Jeff Darrow. Yeah.
Hey. I like. Hey.
It's not noodly. It's not noodly enough. Like I can tell it's Jeff Darrow, but he didn't noodle that to do it.
He left all this. What's going on? Why is it all open?
Yeah, he must have had one day to do that.
I'm gonna say this is. Oh, I was gonna say, Kent Williams. Ooh, he's got even his signature is creepy there. If it
is that art or is that photography?
Yeah, that's painted. Look at that. It has to be.
Okay.
It's like I don't know if it's got that autofocus on the camera, so it's kind of.
It's kind of like a girl I dated that she was a mortician's assistant.
This I'm gonna bet this is.
She was almost the death of me.
Oh, this is Vince Locke. Just barely make out his little.
Yeah.
Another one. I think he worked on Sandman Mystery Theater, probably a bunch of like Hellboy stuff at some point, I imagine too. Oh, that's the Paul Chadwick Concrete guy.
Oh,
If you
nice.
read Concrete comics,
Yeah, I've read a couple Concretes. I don't own any though.
I've read them, but I do not like them.
That seems to be the sentiment.
Joe Phillips.
That's really cool. It's a cool painting.
I've never heard of this guy, Joe Phillips.
Very painterly style. Very bright colors. Primary color user, like
and again,
myself.
like I said, like like she's over, like they're all scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's death coming. Here's these guys. Here's this homeless lady sitting there. Hi. This one, I love this. When Dave McKean does this style, where it's just globs of ink. You know what I mean? It's so like different from like his like weird like photo collage covers and stuff. But it's
really cool.
Allison Seifer is this other one beside it. Pretty cool. Similar. Yeah, as obviously you know who that is.
You said that on every page, Dr. Ben.
You have to.
It's Clive Barker.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I got two.
Yeah, you're kicked out of comics and horror if you can't. This is Jill. I've seen this lady a couple times, but just in these galleries. Jill Carla Schwartz is this one. It's cool, kind of like a Day of the Dead thing or something. I like it.
I remember reading in like a Fangoria magazine about Clive Barker doing a gallery in LA of nothing but dicks. He painted a fuck ton of dicks and did a gallery about it.
What is that? Yeah, actually, I'm like looking at it now. What the heck is that? Like,
it's like a demon, some kind of a demon that seems to be, I don't know, attached. Maybe just leaning on her.
Because that's like
those are legs.
But it's almost like a hoof, but like a fingernail.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
I like Clive Barker. He's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
You gotta know who that is now.
You gotta know what that is. Yes. I think this is Jill Thompson, I believe. Yeah, because I remember just looking this up before and being like just blown away by it. That's like Jill Thompson. Like when she does like painted stuff, it is just a whole completely different thing from her comics, like pencils work. William Kaluta, William Michael Kaluta, or whatever, or Michael William. What is Michael William Kaluta? Michael William Kaluta. Too many names. Helene Duran, another one like
Death with the 6 million. It looks like.
Wait, well, she's on this side. Oh, this is where they're burying all the bodies. That's supposed to be them on the other side. So she's over. Okay. I don't know who that one is. Dave Gibbons is this one. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Out in space, she's like got like a little like a rattle or something for him almost.
Well, that's the Ankh, isn't it?
But it's you know what I mean? Like it looks like she's like
it's weird.
Such a goofy. Brandon Peterson. Universe is over. It's my job to put it all in order now. Lock the place behind me as I leave.
I like that.
I like her face. There's something.
Yeah.
Wrong angle or something, but
it's a butterface, right?
It's
a little. I like girls with those weird, not attractive faces and smoking hot bodies.
Yeah, it's definitely like a weird. Like, look, you can. I guess that's the thing is it's too. I've seen people with that face, so I'm like,
that's probably his girlfriend. That's probably he probably used his girlfriend. We're insulting her for her looks.
Okay, well, anyways, sorry, Brandon. John J. Muth. It's a cool one.
That's nice.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't recognize all of them. Like these guys that are like the painter guys. This is George Pratt. That's fantastic. This is that Gahan Wilson. Like, just such an odd addition to the group. And then this is
and hang on, that's the guy that did the H.P. Lovecraft bust?
Yes.
Oh, he's got a very weird underground comic style.
Oh yeah, his stuff is definitely like it's got. I think it's that there's like a style from the '60s of like psychedelic art.
Yeah,
like that, and the same kind of like color styles and just.
Do you own any of his books?
I do not.
Yeah, that's something, Diggers. We're going to show you the PO box at the end of the episode. If you've got any books by these guys that you want us to review, send them our way. But continue.
This is, I think this is Reed Waller. That was the guy or girl. I'm not sure. I know nothing about them besides the fact that it was the people who did Omaha the Cat Dancer. Reed Waller. And then this is Joe Quesada and P. Craig Russell together.
Yeah. How about that? That's good work.
I don't know why, like, when Joe Quesada first came out, he was doing lots of this stuff where it was like this kind of like
filigree.
Yeah, like Art Nouveau and like all these just sets, almost like stained glass looking pieces. And he really got away from that though. It would always like there's a Vampirella picture he did that's like that, where it's just a picture of her in like a blood waterfall or pool or something. And it's got all that little doodly filigree stuff, like you're saying. Like this is Brian Talbot. I think that,
yeah, it's very good. Looks like almost looks like Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah,
and like as like a Cenobite.
yeah, definitely with those.
By way of like Mike Mignola with the statue background.
Let's see that. Yes.
Not in art style, but in layout.
Right.
Composition.
Yeah, I got a couple of Brian Talbot. He's the one that does the Adventures of Luther Arkwright, I think. Is that the right person? I think so. And then he was the one that was drawing that Technophage book too.
Oh, okay.
And this is the Mark Hempel death. That's just that must be Neil Gaiman sketch of death.
Gaiman?
I draw sketches of imaginary covers on little mini comics I use as a reference as I write. Nobody ever sees them but me. This, pulled from a dusty filing cabinet, was my sketch for the cover of Sandman 8, and was thus, I suppose, the second drawing of death. He's so fucking full of himself.
We're gonna do a whole
I suppose this was the second drawing of death. I suppose. Yeah.
We'll do a whole Gaiman episode.
Okay.
At some point here. But yeah, that's Death.
That's
the Death Gallery. Awesome work by awesome artists. I recognized two of them. So
all starts somewhere.
Yeah, let's if you have books by some of the artists in the Death Gallery that we don't have that you would like to see us review, you can send anything. If you draw gnarly comics, feel free to send them our way. Or if you're a dollar bin digger like us and you've got dupes, I'm personally looking for Evan Dorkin's Predator Bad Blood #1s. I've got 2, 3, and 4, so I can do a review of that series. You can send all that to Kevin Strange, P.O. Box number 5, Cottage Hills, Illinois 62018. Dr. Ben, I think that'll do it. I think that does it for today's episode.
I said, good kickoff for the. So, it's my favorite month. I love October.
Yeah, Monster Month is well underway, gang. Make sure you hit those links in the description. Pick up your copy of Count Kefula, aka Dracula in Strangeville. Pre-orders going on all month long. $12 for the 28-page full color comic and 11x17 full color poster. Dr. Ben, final words.
Show off my monster there, my ex. No, that's Stanley.
All right.
Keep on, folks.
Yeah, we hope to see you at the Dollar Bin, gang. We'll see you next time.